So here we are back, talking at the movies after our little hiatus. What's going on, people? Salem, I'm joined by...
Yeah, you're joined by Salem here, everybody, from Body Force.
Mo Money, doing over the phone.
Mo Money?
He's rich now, isn't it?
Am I rich?
Yeah, he's actually talking to us from a penthouse in Dubai.
Because that's just how I roll.
What's been happening, Mo?
It's been great, mate. It's all going good. Lots to talk about, I think, maybe. I don't know, is there a topic list?
Barely. I think all there really is to talk about is, beyond what we've been watching, is just the clusterfuck, which is DC, Warner Brothers Cinematic Universe.
Okay,
well, that'll be the main topic.
Well,
yeah.
I want to start off with a gift. Can I start off with a gift? I brought Eddie a gift.
Why?
Because I like you.
I don't know.
Why?
There's always some catch when you give gifts.
There is no catch. I actually thought of you and I wanted to give you something. If you don't want it, that's fine. I'll give it to somebody else.
It's usually something that's going to make me ill, make me fat.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to say, before you give him his gift, right, Eddie, does the gifts that Salem give you, does he normally give you a gift and then you kind of like wake up all groggy somewhere, not knowing what's happened during the weekend?
The aching jaw.
No. So, my gift to Eddie, there you go.
What? The fucking Happy Meal.
Yeah, it's
Batman mask.
Yeah,
that's not a gift.
It is.
If it doesn't cost you anything, it's not a gift.
I paid for that. I paid for the Happy Meal.
You paid for the burger and the chips, which aren't here. This is the free gift that comes with it. So you technically didn't pay for this. You ate what you paid for.
A free gift. That is Mo. See, that's how fucking ungrateful you actually are, you bastard.
And
right?
It's not even
I actually
Batman. It's Batgirl. It's the purple one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Has he brought you a Happy Meal without the Happy Meal?
Yeah, he gave me the Batgirl mask for a 4-year-old. Not even Batman. Take your gift back.
You're a bastard. You're horrible. You could wear it when you do your trailer reactions.
Batgirl. No, thank you.
Fine.
Oh, sorry. So this is for his trailer reactions. I thought this was like some sort of kinky S&M thing that you two were going to get up to after the podcast.
Well, listen, Mo.
Hey, it doesn't even fit.
It does fucking fit. You just fucking wear it. Hold up.
You fucking wear it now, bitch.
Look. It's all like it's even packed. Everything. See, now he's gonna wear it.
So
he's actually wearing it now. Look, it suits you. See, don't say I fucking don't give you anything. I bought that Happy Meal. I wasn't even going to buy a Happy Meal, but I saw it and I thought of you and I wanted to give it to you. Anyway, let's move on now.
Oh, God.
I just want to actually, can I start by talking about Lego friggin' Batman? If our topic's going to be on DC.
If you want to get into your review, go on.
Have you seen it?
I have not gone around to it.
Mo, have you seen this?
I have not seen it yet, no.
This film, right, is getting some amazing reviews, but it is so fucking shit. It is really bad. You know what? I challenge anyone to send me a message or anything just to challenge me that how bad this film is. The CG, right? The actual animation is shit, right?
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Everybody. Some people say it's the best Batman film since The Dark Knight.
Well, go watch it, right?
And you're there just...
Yeah, listen. Okay, Joker... Okay, wait, first of all, the 3D, the animation is crap. All right, I want to put this out there. I actually thought at the beginning, I was looking around because I said to my friend at the time, I said, dude, is this in 3D? Because it was blurry. And he goes, yeah, it does seem a bit blurry. It's like when you take the normal Lego film that came out a couple of years ago, that was good. This is bad. And the other thing is that they made certain characters gay. And I'm thinking, why are you making them gay? Like, kids have a difficult time enough trying to figure out their sexuality, right? And you made the Joker and Batman have a really weird, odd relationship in this thing.
It's just to explain to the listeners, Salem's a very conservative, down the middle sort of guy. He doesn't like anything that really helps people explore who they truly are.
But no,
have they actually made them gay, or have they actually just made it so, like, if a child is watching it, they perceive one type of humour. When an adult sees it, they perceive another type of humour.
I reckon, and I was having this conversation with a few people, and one particular person, he knows who he is, said to me, you know what, I wouldn't want to take my kids to watch that film because I just think to myself that the message that they were trying to put across is a bit weird. As I said, kids already have a difficult time enough trying to figure out where they actually belong. And this...
I've never heard this at all.
I'm telling you this now.
I think, yeah, because I think people I've spoken to have said they really enjoyed it. I know where Simon's coming from. I've read some reviews that say it's not so great. I've not read anything about this whole
That's
sort
what I'm
of
saying.
like
This whole
romance between the Joker
this whole
and Batman.
I'm just saying. Joker is clearly gay in the thing. He is clearly gay.
Why is that such an issue? Why does that cause you to be so uncomfortable, Salem? What questions is it raising up within you?
But the Joker, no, I don't mind him being gay, but the Joker actually isn't gay, and it's
According
weird.
to...
Yeah.
Oh, in the film, he isn't.
No. In the actual comic books, Joker's not a gay character. He's with
but
friggin'
this is like
Harley
the
Quinn,
next take on it,
for
though,
God's
isn't it?
sake. He's not a gay character. Anyway, I just wanted to go off on that because I'm really
Salem
friggin'
Raja,
annoyed.
body fools, direct your hatred.
I don't care. I'm just saying I was really disappointed with it, and it's not a good movie.
It's that bad. You honestly say it's that bad?
It's shit. It is really fucking shit. I was so Mo. Sorry to just. I know you're going to say something. I was so annoyed that I decided to watch that instead of Fences. I really friggin' wanted to watch that, and I wish I did. Friggin' an hour and 45 minutes of my life I lost for watching that crappy shit film.
Wow.
Right, you said it was blurry, right?
Wow.
Is it possible that the actual lens was uncalibrated properly rather than the film actually being blurry?
That's most likely the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should have complained.
Oh man, I should have. I could have got some 3 stars. Fucking heck, man. I really didn't think of that because honestly, I know what you're saying, Mo, but then there was certain images, certain shots. I mean, a lot of it was fine. It's just there was some moments where it just didn't look right to me.
All right, so could that have been artistic then? Because you're saying it's only happened in some places.
Yeah. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. It just felt like a bit of it was rushed.
So, how many stars or batarangs out of 5 do you give it?
I'll give it 2.
That bad? Holy shit!
I'll give it 2, and that's being generous.
The worst review for Lego Batman. This is the proper cinematic release, not any of the other straight-to-video ones which are out there.
No,
this is a proper version.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched this yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on, wasn't John Wick out this weekend?
And I saw that.
Yes.
You did see that.
I did see that. Yes. You see it, Mo?
I have not seen it. I am planning to go and see it within the next couple of weekends.
Okay, so a non-spoiler review. What I'm honestly going to say is...
Well,
is
there anything to spoil?
Not really, but it's good, as in the action is fun, but at the same time, there's only so many times you can watch someone get shot in the head before you're kind of like, what else is there going to be? Like, for me, it just kind of seemed... It didn't capture the magic that the first John Wick had, where it was just legitimately exciting. This actually kind of got a little... It got stale for me because it just kind of samey.
Okay, I know what you. I know
Good
what
action
you mean.
scenes.
Yeah. I know what you mean. There was a lot of that going on. I didn't mind it, but you kind of do expect it from a film like this.
I was gonna say, because look at the raid. The first raid, it took action, it shot up to another level that we hadn't seen before, and it was great. It was fun. It was exciting. Then the raid 2 came. And it topped it. It was bigger, but it was still inventive. It managed to not repeat what the first Raid movie did. So it kept it exciting in its own way. John Wick, on the other hand, it made it bigger, but it was just repeating the same things.
Wait, when you say repeating, okay, there's like a number of... There's no spoilers for you, but there's a number of shootout moments throughout the whole film. They go by this... was it called Gunfu? That's what that's what he calls it, Gunfu, right?
Thingy movie, yeah.
I know what you mean, but I felt that it was something that I was expecting throughout the film, where these people were constantly going to get shot in the head, and it wasn't. I don't know, man. I agree, and at the same time, I kind of enjoyed it as well. Like throughout,
like it wasn't bad action. Like I've got to say, it was good action, but at the same time, I just kind of think, okay, this is like the 3rd or 4th action scene, but they're doing the same sort of thing, shoot them out. Like, okay, what's it's gonna do something
But there
fresh?
wasn't all that much in the first film of this.
Yeah, the club scene. It was all this. This is where we saw it the first time, isn't it? And even when they got into his house the first time, we saw enough of this.
I suppose when you've seen the film like 54 times, like you have, all right, you're gonna get annoyed about it. I've only seen the film once.
You only watched the first film once?
No, twice. I saw it a second time with Mo. Yeah, so knowing that I've only seen it twice, I'm cool with it. But you've seen it probably so many times that's the reason why you feel. How many times have you seen it?
I don't know, but
Did you see it recently?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. During the week. Yeah. So right. So,
I can probably see where Eddie's going with this because if you watch the trailer, it literally does look like it is the same as the first movie. Yeah, it's just like there's nothing different. And your example of the raid was a really good one because the second movie, it's drastically different. It's actually there's a lot more story there. It's a lot more epic than the original movie.
And even the action, it doesn't repeat itself. You've got like the people like the baseball guy and the hammer girl.
Yeah.
You didn't have all those elements in the first film, and it made the action different. It was more inventive with the way they presented it. It just seemed to just repeat the first film. So it just kind of, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it just...
What? So you would have preferred what then?
It was just little something more. Like if they could have figured out more inventive ways to present the action, rather than just repeat the same style over and over again.
But there was, when you talk about action, there was like a number of things that they just done extremely well throughout that. I mean, like for example, the beginning with some of the stuff that was happening then.
Yeah, but it's all based on the same thing. The same grab a gun, do a little close quarters, and then shoot him in the head. It just,
So what you're saying, Eddie, is basically you've seen people get killed so many times that it just doesn't do anything for you anymore.
In this film, it does kind of, you do get numb to it. In this film, you do get numb to the amount of time people are getting shot in their head at close range. You just kind of get to the point, like, after the 50th person, you're like, okay,
Yeah. But is there a strong driver in this movie for him doing what he's doing? Because in the first film, I found there was a really sort of strong motivation for what he was doing.
I wouldn't. Well, there's a reason for it, but it's not a strong thing. But it's just, I'm less excited for the potential for a third one after this because I can't see it being that much more inventive.
Yeah, the person that I went with, Ravi, he really enjoyed it. He didn't bring up the whole shooting in the head so many times, but I still reckon that's a lot to do because you've seen the first one quite a bit.
But that didn't affect Raid 2 after watching the
Raid. Yeah, but Raid 2 was very, very different to the first one.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want. I want to, if you're going to make something bigger and better, I also want something original to be injected into it.
Okay, cool. What about you, Mo? What have you been checking out?
Well, I give it. Still give it 3.5 stars. So that's still entertaining. It's still worth. Yeah, it's still worth seeing. It's enjoyable.
Oh wait!
Don't make it think I don't like it at all.
Oh, okay. 3.5. Yeah. No, all right. That's not bad. So Mo, what have you been up to?
So there's 3 new shows that I've checked out over the last couple of weeks. So I know, Eddie, you've definitely seen one of them.
Go for it.
Legion.
Yes.
So have you had a chance yet to see that, Salem?
No.
I would advise you to watch at least the very first episode because it is so different from any superhero show you have ever seen. And when I say it's different, I mean it is fucking bonkersly different.
I don't know why people were comparing it to Breaking Bad because I'm not seeing any comparison to Breaking Bad in this.
Oh, it's nothing like Breaking Bad. Absolutely nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
But the visual style is absolutely gorgeous, right? It's like an hour and 10 minutes. It is like you are watching a Hollywood-produced movie than just like an hour's TV show.
It is beautiful, beautifully done. Yeah. I have a theory though, and we'll get into the theory because it's only 2 episodes in.
All right.
So it could be right or wrong. Yeah. I reckon none of it's real.
There is that possibility. Because they do play with that a number of times in the first episode. Like, you're here, you're there, you don't know what's going on, they reset stuff. And actually, I think that's the reason why I didn't like it so much, because they just kept going backwards and forwards on it.
Did you notice that when that girl came into his room in the first episode, you don't see her feet come into the room? The camera is placed on the floor, the door opens, and then the door closes, but no footsteps come in. and then the camera pans up and she's just standing there by his bed. She's not real. None of it's all real. It's all in his head. Do you know the premise of Legion from the comics?
I don't actually. That's something I wanted to go and look up to see if it was like what this show was, because this show was just bonkers.
The story isn't like us in the comics, but the premise is he's this guy, the most powerful mutant, because he has literally thousands of personalities in his head, and each of those personalities has its own power.
Right.
And all these people live in his head and occasionally take over. So knowing that, I don't think any of this stuff that we're seeing, any of these people are real.
Yeah, I did wonder that, right? Because what I kept looking for was interactions with the other people, with actual people working in the home that he was living in. To see, are these people's presence being acknowledged? Are they talking to them directly, or are they only having a conversation with the main character?
So I want to ask you guys, this is it's a new TV show with they've only released 2 episodes at the moment?
FX6, I think.
Okay, and this is one that you strongly advise that I go check out.
Well, even if it's just one episode, because just the fact that it is just so drastically different.
Dude, we're going to be talking about this every week now.
All right.
So
okay, I'll catch up with it. Yeah, sure. All right.
Definitely.
It's not like a CW show at all.
No. But it definitely doesn't connect to any way to the bigger X-Men universe, which, knowing that, it makes me a bit bummed, because it would have been interesting to if this did connect into that, how it would have fit. But, you know, this is what it is. What else have you been watching, Mo?
So, I've been checking out Powerless. So I don't know if any of you guys have watched that.
I know
no
interest.
Our friend... Sorry?
I have no interest. This doesn't look good. No
interest.
one says they like it. No one.
You know what? See, I reckon, right, they've got the right ingredients. They're just not putting the right proportions in there. I think the premise is solid, right? So, solid, if you don't know, this is basically... It's a DC show about a team of people who work for Wayne Industries creating new gadgets.
Okay.
So it's light-hearted, it's a comedy, right? And basically the premise of the show is that the city is always being screwed up with like superheroes fighting, so they have to make gadgets like normal people to try and keep them safe, yeah? Just it's a silly premise, but the cast that they've got is pretty good, and I think they just need to tweak what it is that the story that they're trying to tell, and I reckon they could get to a point where that show is actually genuinely funny.
Shouldn't be that hard though, man.
Yeah,
we're like a couple of episodes in now.
It can be, because if you take an example of The American Office, those first 2 seasons people did not like it, and then after that it became like one of the highest rated US shows.
They liked it enough that it kept it going. I don't know if this is going to keep going, to be honest.
Yeah,
well, that's it. That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, for me, if the first episode doesn't grab me, the chance of me going back is very, very slim until you guys constantly say to me, you must go check it out.
Considering how long that this was in development, and I believe that there was another pilot, there was another premise for it where it wasn't in Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah. So it didn't have anything to do with Wayne Industries in that first part.
And they dealt with just insurance or something with the damage that superheroes were doing, and they were like the people that would, you know, pay for that shit or find ways to whatever. And yes, you'd think from there to now they would have figured out how to make it funny or bring in better writers, but if they couldn't do that...
To be fair, out of the 2 episodes I've seen, so there's been 3, the first one was not bad, the second one was a little bit woeful. But Alan Tudyk of Firefly fame, he's just brilliant in it. He just plays this narcissistic cousin to Bruce Wayne, and all he wants to do is basically have his cousin acknowledge his existence.
I'll get round to it. I'll give it a go, but I'm not itching for it.
I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the Santa Clarita Diet. That's something that's very easy to binge watch. It's not going to change your life. It's not earth-shatteringly different, but it is entertaining. Very short, half-an-hour episodes with Drew Barrymore, who basically, the premise of the show is she dies, she comes back, and she doesn't realise she dies, but she basically turns into like a zombie and has a craving for living flesh, but still trying to live with her husband and her daughter. You can see kind of like where that would go.
Did watch the first one. wasn't enjoying it, and I kind of just didn't feel like it was essential enough for me to stick with. But
yeah, it is very lightweight, and I think I actually got so into it, I actually did it in an entire weekend.
Okay.
I think if it had been 45 minutes to an hour, I probably would have been with the same as you. I probably would have dropped it.
It's definitely something I could probably put on in the background, so it will get visited at some point.
Yeah.
Any of you watch Taboo?
Oh my god, you know what? That's one show. I'm surprised that you forgot to even bring it up. Dude. Now, I just want to say this. I watched about 15 minutes of that, and I thought, what fucking garbage is this? So I switched it off, right? Then just hear me out. And
what didn't you like, though? Give me, at that first 15 minutes, the first time.
I think what I didn't like is I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. I had a very big argument that day with somebody. Not going to mention who, just in case they're listening. And it kind of made me into this. Watching that show, 15 minutes, it seemed extremely dark, and I wanted to watch something a bit more colourful. So I decided to watch another show. But then I left it and I forgot about it. And then a couple of weeks ago, one of you guys, or you did, threw it in the room, and I thought, okay, well, if Eddie's saying it's good, it must be good. If Eddie's saying it's good, it must be really good.
Man,
in actual fact, if Eddie's saying it's good, it must be great. So I decided to watch it, and he was right. It is fucking brilliant. Every step of the way, I'm loving this show. This show's got some amazing characters, and I cannot wait to see where this goes.
And the cinematography, man.
Oh man, the set pieces, cinematography.
Is this the one with Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy on BBC. The same director that I think did the movie that Tom Hardy was in called, I can't remember. It's the film that Tom Hardy's just in a car. And the whole film is just Tom Hardy in a car on the phone. It's really, really good.
It's, you know what? It's also one of those shows, whichever character is on screen, their performance is incredibly good, but at the same time, you want to know more of their story, where they're coming from, and what they're all about.
Yeah.
From simple characters such as it's no spoiler, but you know, one of the prostitutes, the one that's
the main one.
Yeah, the main prostitute. Okay. To his sister, to some of the bad guys. It's just brilliant. And yet you don't even know who is a bad guy. I mean, who's a good guy in this, because everyone's a fucking bad.
Everyone's a fucking bad guy to some degree. Even the sister's husband.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. How many have you watched?
Right, so I've seen two episodes at the moment.
Oh, you still got a long way to go. There aren't that many episodes. I think they're only going for, 8 or 12.
Yeah.
It's on episode
I'm just looking
6.
at the Wikipedia page. It looks like it goes up to episode 8.
Yeah, and there's 6 episodes out, so there's 2 more left.
Do you know, Mo, actually on that, is there anything to say this is going to carry on, or is this a show that's going to...
I believe they have been talking about season 2. The director has, the main showrunner.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything on the wiki page, but Eddie's not the first person that I've heard that says that this is really good. I think I've seen word of mouth on some forums, so I'd imagine if the ratings are good, they probably will. In fact, the fact that you two have said it's really, really good, I think I might have to check it out now.
It's going to be interesting, though, because if it goes where I think it's going, next season could be completely different. It may have Hardy, may not, but it's a type of show where it doesn't even need to have the same people in it. It can just be the theme of Taboo.
Yeah. It's... We've said this a few times, but after watching that show, it comes back to you, and it's something that you forget. You really do forget how good of an actor Tom Hardy actually is.
He's wicked, man.
He is incredibly good, man.
He's so good.
Yeah. So Mo, you're going to give it a shot?
Yeah. I'll probably actually might even watch an episode this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's try and catch up to it before the last one comes. We can have a proper discussion on it.
Yep. I mean, if it grips me, I'll probably. And this fact there's only 6 episodes, I probably could do them all in 1 week.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how we get into the the madness which has been the last month of DC.
I don't even know where to start. It's just like it's...
We'll start in order because we've missed some of this. We haven't actually spoken pretty much any of this. So let's start from the beginning, the saga of the last little over a month. Let's start with Ben Affleck stepping down as the director. After going around all the talk shows saying, I'm definitely doing it, I'm going to do it. And then it coming out that yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. What were your thoughts at the time when you heard that?
So my first immediate thought was of disappointment. And then it was like, there must be more to what's going on behind the scenes, and there's probably meddling, and he didn't want to do it. But then the more I thought about it, I heard some comments that said things like, he basically didn't think he could direct and star at the same time. So I thought, oh, actually, that's not a bad point. And if the guy feels he can't do it, at least he's admitting it and asking for help. So I thought, on the whole, it was a positive thing.
Even though he'd directed Live by Night and starred in it, and Argo and starred in it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, but imagine, well, he's not in Argo, he's not the main character in Argo. He's like one of the drivers, but it's also a very different type of movie.
This is true.
Yeah.
But I think as time's gone on, we found out that's not really the only issue there. But a lot of it has to do with the failure of Live by Night. And to be honest, 2016 hasn't been a great year for him. Not at all. Like he dug himself out of the director's jail or actor's jail from the days of Jiggly when he was with Jenny Lopez.
Yep.
And he's finally called himself to the top of the mountain, Oscar winner. And 2016's almost undone all of that. You know, the internet's been taking a piss out of him for BVS and the sad flick and all of that. Accountant was meh, average at best.
Yeah, I forgot he did Accountant.
Yeah, Live by Night flopped, 70 million or 75 million under.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Live by Night. Did it flop because it was a bad movie, or it just
wasn't
flopped?
good. It wasn't a great film. It was dull. It's just dull. It's not terrible, but it's just dull. Like the potential. The thing is, it was rushed. It was supposed to come out at the end of this year, not the beginning of this year. It was supposed to come out at the end, but Warner Brothers rushed it and made him get it because he only had that window between BVS and Justice League.
Right, okay. But we know he has the potential for greatness because he has shown it.
You know that.
From an acting point of view and from like a production directional point of view.
Mm-hmm. And then the week after or 2 weeks after, it comes out that the Batman script, which was written by Ben Affleck and Jeff Goyer, is now going to be rewritten by Chris Terrio, who's the guy that wrote BVS and Argo, etc., etc. So that started to get people worried. Like, so they're rewriting the script that everyone's supposed to love. Is that a problem there? Did that get you worried more?
Well, did they confirm that everyone loved it? Because wasn't one of the rumors prior to Christmas? Weren't we hearing executives were saying that the movie is rubbish? Sorry, the script was rubbish, but they didn't care because it would still make money.
This is true.
Yeah.
Who to believe?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we start hearing whispers, courtesy of what's that dude from Collider Talk?
Oh, Campion.
The one who,
Campion,
that just contradicts himself every other freaking episode. He starts saying that he's heard from 3 or 4 different sources from Warner Brothers that Ben Affleck wants out. He doesn't want to be Batman anymore. And he didn't seem like it was some made up rumor. He seemed like he legitimately believed what he heard.
He's one of these people that he's always talking about evidence. Alright, he wants to see the evidence. So if for him to actually say that, then this could be true.
See, he's gotten a lot of heat for this. A lot of people ripping him apart, but I don't know. Like, do you think it's possible? I kind of do at this point.
I wouldn't see why not, because everything else seems like a complete clusterfuck at the moment with Warner Brothers and their DC universe. It could be as simple as Ben's had enough. Things aren't going his way. Maybe he's having pressure put on him to do certain things that he doesn't agree with, and he's got the integrity of saying, you know what, actually, let me walk away from this. If I can't do it my way, I ain't doing it at all.
It seems like too much of a headache. It doesn't seem like a fun thing. You're supposed to, you're Batman. You're supposed to be fun.
I think that's the thing that I'm getting from what's going on, is that this whole experience, when you listen to a lot of people from Disney, when they talk about them doing the Marvel films, they all sound extremely excited, extremely positive, and there's that sort of really nice flow of energy.
Camaraderie and family and all.
Yeah, it does really feel like that. Them taking pictures together, laughing, joking, you see all these, right? With this, it just seems like everyone is at each other's throats, but we don't actually know it. We haven't seen it, but it's like the rumors sort of leaking out, and it just seems like a bit of a sort of a negative vibe, room, energy to be around. And as a result, it's not going to work if everyone seems like they're not enjoying the process.
What does it make you think about Justice League? Because he's done that now. That's shot in the can. And if he's still at this point thinking like he wants out, does that make you think that maybe he thinks Justice League isn't that great? You think that's a possibility?
For all we know, this just could be like, there could be some validity behind it, but it could also just be Affleck basically trying to use his leverage to get his way. Like if he basically if you go to the president of Warner and say, right, fuck this, I'm going, they may give him more concessions.
But so it wasn't an announcement, though. This wasn't an announcement, though. Him stepping out as director was an announcement, but this is more like people from behind the scenes saying that he just doesn't want to do this anymore. So kind of puts it in a different bracket for me.
Mo, what you're saying, when you're talking about, like, if he goes to one of the top people at Warner, right, he's already getting quite a lot. He's already said that he wanted to direct it. They've offered him that. He's probably got a couple of other deals lined up for films that he wants to make. He's probably given him that. All right, writing the script, he's given him that. You know, there's so much that's been offered to him, and
co-producer.
Co-producer, and now.
Yeah, but you're saying that from a view, right? If DC movies were like respectable and really successful and were like critically acclaimed, absolutely, you can say, Ben, if that's your feelings, you can walk away. They probably need him as much as he needs them.
Oh, most definitely, because it fucks everything up.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I think what the thing that Salim said earlier about how well Marvel is perceived, how well they're like a big family, I think that plays a big part of it, because you're right, this doesn't really seem like it's a happy working environment. And when you don't have a happy working environment, you have really unhappy people who just don't want to be there.
So, after Affleck stepping down, we get word of various directors, but the one that was immediately number one that they were going for the hardest was Matt Reeves. So then, right after the rumors of Affleck not wanting to be Batman, we hear that, okay, Matt Reeves is definitely in. He is now the director of Batman. No contract signed, but he is the one. So, that kind of makes you feel a bit more optimistic. The guy behind Gorilla's,
Planet of the Apes. Yeah, but you just said
last one and the new one.
But you just said it's not signed.
But you know, at the time when this was announced, it was a definite thing, supposedly. So, did you feel a bit more optimistic at that point, Mo, when you heard that he was going to be the director before any of the other shit?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit more, but I think like the expectations are quite low now when it comes to DC movies. So I suppose you could name Steven Spielberg coming in, and I'll probably still be like, okay, well, let's wait and see.
Then we got word that, okay, so now Matt Reeves is actually signed on for multiple films. This is courtesy of our little buddy Usman. That Reeves is going to do a trilogy of Batman films, and he was going to recast the Joker, because apparently Leto isn't that happy with how he's been treated by Warner Brothers. So apparently he's not that keen on coming back, which is a mess in itself. We have to change the Joker. So then that made the potential that if Ben did step away and Matt Reeves does stay, then we could have a Batman trilogy that takes place completely separate from the rest of these DC films.
Right.
What's Warner Brothers doing? If this was true, we don't know if it is, but would you be on board?
Look, it's Batman. I'll go to the end. If I freaking watch Lego Batman, I will watch obviously the new stuff that comes up. But I don't understand. Honestly, I really don't get the whole thing about what is happening when it comes down to the execs, because that's what I think that's where the problem is. It's not actually, I don't think it's the writers, I don't think it's the actors, I think it's the people that are just pouring the money into this thing, and they just want this to go in a certain direction. Everybody else, through the writers or through the directors,
they know best.
Right? Yeah, it's that whole thing to do with like video games, like video game companies. They don't know anything about the movie making process. They know their content, but they don't know anything about the movie making process. So when the actors or the directors or the script writers come in and they want to make a movie game, it doesn't sort of correlate with what they want, and it just turns into a big, massive sort of mess, sort of warfare, if you like. And I think the same thing is happening now.
That was the case with the Street Fighter film, but I don't know if that's with all films, because most of the time it is Hollywood just thinking they know better and completely disregarding the lore of the game and just doing their own thing, which turns into shit most of the time.
Do you think so? I always feel that not just Street Fighter, even if you look at all the other games that have been out, they just seem.
I think Assassin's Creed is the only game movie where the game company had a good hands-on. I think all the other times it is just writing off the rights to it. But anyway, after this, suddenly, literally like a day after, or just a couple of hours later, Matt Reeves is out. He's no longer directed it. Talks have broken down.
That's when you know shit's just getting too funny. When you read that days later.
What? So that's kind of where we're at now. Here's no longer Matt Reeves.
So here's the serious question for us, right? And it's something that we brought up in the past. With Wonder Woman right around the corner, okay, they need a hit right now. Well, I don't know, but it just seems like this ain't going to go in the way that we want. Okay, if this is bad, this is going to drop morale even more, right?
Yeah, it's more on Justice League, but Wonder Woman does matter.
Right, okay. So, yeah, because it's part of the universe, it kind of matters, right? So, what happens if this is bad then? Like, after that, like, do you reckon they at some stage they're going to say, you know what, maybe we should just wash our hands with this? Or do you reckon they're going to say, you know what, let's just keep it going?
Well, the thing is, it's still making the money. They're not losing money out of this shit.
Right.
That's the thing. And I think it does matter more on Justice League because it's already done. It's in the can, so they're not going to scrap it. It's there. It has to come out. And I think John Campea from Collide actually said that you're not going to hear anything of Ben Affleck leaving because they can't say anything until Justice League comes out, because if they do, it kind of fucks up the whole promotion for that. Because he's in it. So he has to be there to promote it. And it completely ruins the public perception of that film if he drops out of the whole thing now. So even if he wants to leave, it can't be announced until that film comes out. And that's all the way in November. So that's when, if it does happen, that's when it will happen, that he steps away, if it happens.
Okay, so do you reckon he's holding his cards very close to his chest until the release date of the film?
Yeah, he can't, because he'll just there'll be legal ramifications because they'll lose so much money off of that, man.
Oh, man.
Well, no, because I think it all comes down to he's obviously filmed the first and the second movie.
It's only one now. It's only one film. They scrapped the second half of Justice League.
Oh, they scrapped the second part.
Yeah, it was going to be 1 and 2 together, but it's just one.
Yeah. Right. So that's film. I think it doesn't really matter here nor there whether he says he's coming back for the next Batman movie, because it's not the Justice League that he has a problem with, supposedly. So I don't think it really matters when we hear from him. But I got a feeling that it's more of a power play internally. But when you hire a director to replace Affleck and within days he basically quits, you know something is really wrong. Something is seriously wrong.
Why do they keep fucking it up, man? And it's just Warner Brothers.
But they're fucking up because they it seems like they don't care. Like you said, as long as it makes money, that's the most.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I think that's the difference between how Marvel run their studio and Warner Brothers runs their division of DC, because it's not even a DC studio; it's just Warner Brothers within there. Like Marvel, you get the sense that Kevin Feige and all of them, they love their properties and they actually legitimately love the characters.
Absolutely, and I think this really reminds me, if you've ever watched An Evening with Kevin Smith, where he recounts when he was trying to write Superman script.
Yeah.
The stupid shit that some of the producers were making him do or saying or wanted incorporated. You know, that always plays in my mind as to when you're sitting down with an exec from one of these studios and how stupid they can be sometimes.
Mo, for our listeners, why don't you say one of those stupid things that they wanted him to do?
Oh man, there was just so many. I think the one that comes to mind is the giant robot spider that should be in the Superman movie.
Yes.
Or what was the other one? That Superman shouldn't wear the Superman costume.
Yes, yeah. Or Superman. Was it Superman shouldn't fly?
Shouldn't fly. But the spider's actually funnier because Even though Kevin did put it in the script, because that film didn't get made, that producer then went on to produce Wild Wild West, which then in turn had a giant metal spider in it. So this guy had a thing for fucking spiders.
So do you reckon it's that's the problem? Is that the guy who wanted the giant spiders, he's running the show?
They're all like him, basically. They're all just that whole... It's, oh man, they just don't give a shit.
So basically, Affleck and his team could go there with the best ideas in the world, right? They could have the best vision. They could make a movie that could rival anything Disney could do, right? And you just got one guy who somehow made it into the studio system, right? Who basically says, nah, don't like that.
That's what it is.
This is what you're going to do.
It's an ego thing. They feel like they have to put their fingerprints on it somehow.
But you know, but what's strange is that when you take other sort of continuing stories, such as let's take a group of films that were made. Let's take the Harry Potter series. They were good films. You know, I don't know if the involvement was as much or not, but maybe
she retained a certain level of control.
Right. Okay. So
because originally it was going to be they were going to take it from being based in the UK to being based in an American school with American actors, and it was the right, what's the name? Rowling, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
She was nope, it's staying in Britain, British actors. So she kept it authentic to what the books are.
So right,
Warner Brothers would have fucked it up if they had their way.
Right,
they nearly did.
So what we're saying is that if there was someone really not like Kevin Feige, from the DC side, that just has given complete control, then it could work.
That's the thing. They were supposed to. They announced. It's not. I forget that guy's name. It ain't Goyer, is it? No, I think it was someone else. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he's part of the DC comic. He's a writer for DC Comics, and he's respected. He's a good writer. He was supposed to be like the overseer of all of this now, but it doesn't seem like he has the power still. It still sounds like Warner Brothers just.
So ripping it from him every time he might make a really important decision for that universe.
They just want to get involved.
You know, we keep saying like this is a clusterfuck and it never happens at Marvel. Actually, I'm now suddenly thinking, do you remember all the stuff that came out with Joss Whedon after the second Avengers movie, where he just let it rip at how frustrated he was with Disney?
This is true, but in their defense, to play devil's advocate to that point, and also you have to think of Ant-Man, that issue as well. That their decisions and interfering is to serve the bigger universe or the bigger story of, because that's what their interfering was, because it had to serve other stories, which isn't always a good thing. It fucked up Iron Man 2, but at least they're trying to keep it cohesive to their universe.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be the case.
They have that one singular vision that they're concentrating on.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be what the issues are with what Warner Brothers are fucking up. Man. So that's where we're at now. Can it be fixed? Will it be fixed?
I reckon.
Should it be fixed? Should they just scrap after Justice League? Should they just stop?
You know, I think there's as long as you've got people interfering in people that don't really know what they're talking about interfering, then this ain't gonna work, and they're just gonna keep on making cock-ups. It's as simple as that.
We need a cinematic flashpoint to just reboot the whole thing.
So this year, so what is it? Is it Wonder Woman like in June, and then it is the
Justice League in November?
It is in November. So I reckon we will have a better idea come like Justice League if those two movies are still not critically acclaimed, or rather more positively received by the fans. I think there will probably be some questions internally as to what they want to do with the future of this.
Ridiculous. Wonder Woman lost one director, managed to keep hold of its second director. Flash has lost two directors, and now they're writing from scratch. Batman has now lost two directors. God knows what they're doing with that script. It's just...
but Suicide Squad 2!
I was about to say. So you seem to think that's a good thing? That, admittedly, a good director, but the man is a fucking racist. Is that not an issue that he should just be given the reins to Suicide Squad 2? Mel Gibson.
You know what? Like, if this had happened like pre-Trump, I would have said the man made a mistake. You know, everyone is like due a second chance. Now that we live in a different society and in a different world, I'm not so sure.
This is the thing. But the thing is, like, in some cases I would be like, yeah, someone fucks up. But when you actually look into Mel Gibson's fuck-ups, it's not like one isolated thing. It's not like one isolated comment. It's a legitimate belief system that he has continually regurgitated various times.
Wait.
Yes.
This is all new to me. I know that Mel Gibson had picked it up. So
You don't know about the whole Mel Gibson stuff that he hates Jewish people.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
The racist comments to his ex-wife over the phone saying he wants to be gang-banged by a group of niggas.
Okay.
The sexist remarks he makes to female cops, like calling them sugar tits and all this shit. But
Yeah.
the Jewish stuff is the biggest stuff because
Yeah.
he's
I know.
he's a Holocaust denier and all of this shit, and he's got that from his dad. Like, it's a continued
geez.
thing.
Does he deny the Holocaust?
He gets it from his dad, who was a preacher as well.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm saying-
My personal opinion is anyone who denies the Holocaust basically is not worth like knowing, talking to, and if that is the case, I'm very surprised that he's getting such a high-profile gig.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people have short memories, so now it looks like he's leading the talks, like he's ahead.
Okay. Look, Mo, I completely agree with everything you just said, right?
Slalom doesn't.
No, I do care.
Does not care.
I do care. But when you take his portfolio,
He's a good director. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't take that away from him.
he's an extremely good director, okay?
Who,
Go on.
a few months said, BVS is shit. He said this, quoted, that Batman v Superman is a shit film and
Yeah.
that superhero films are stupid, that they're pointless.
And, okay. So I wonder... Okay, so he said that. But then I wonder how he got the gig then.
Because Ridge
Well, has
Figgy's
he got
Oscar
the
nominated.
gig?
Nah, he's admitted that he's in
Yeah.
talks. He said that he's in talks with Warner Brothers to do it.
I'm surprised, man. Not only am I surprised that I'm finding out even more, but the dude's Australian, isn't he? They're supposed to be as chilled as fuck as they come.
No, I don't know
And
about that, man.
racist. What the
Freaking
fuck?
Aborigines. Look what they did to the Aborigines.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
fucked up Aborigines.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love Australia. Australians that I've met are cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can't ignore history. But yes, boy, Warner Brothers just seem to want to keep fucking up.
Oh,
The one
man.
glimmer of light on their horizon is they've got a director now apparently for Shazam, the guy that did Lights Out, the horror film. Good film, Swedish director, David F. Sandberg. So apparently he's going to be doing Shazam most likely now.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, interesting, but
You
no
know-
one really gives a shit about Shazam.
Warner Brothers universe, right? The way it is at the moment for DC kind of reminds me of, the old school superhero movies that were really shit, but just with better special effects.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old Captain America?
Yeah. But the problem is the DC. That's what makes me so sad. Is because I want them to be good, and there's always potential there. You watch them and you think, if you just changed this bit, added something here, take something out, and it would have been. They would have had great films. Man of Steel could have been great. BVS could have been great. Suicide Squad with a bit more work, way more work, could have been damn good.
But didn't you say you liked Man of Steel, right?
I think it's an okay film, but it frustrates me because it could have been a great film.
Mo, did you like Man of Steel? I can't remember.
So the first time I watched it, I did not like it, but when we went to watch it at the cinema as the dual screening, I actually really did enjoy it while watching it at the cinema.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. Well, what's next?
That's all there needs to be. Well, that's the question, man. Should we put our name in the hat to direct Batman?
I think we should, mate. I think we should sit down, map out 10 years worth of like storylines, and present it, and say, Warner, you look at the fucking comic jokers you got working for you now. You aren't going to do worse by hiring us.
That's the dude. Do you know that Kevin Feige has actually gone on record and saying that Marvel have planned out the next 10 years?
Oh, I know they have, because you can see it. It's so. In fact, if you see what's happening now in the new Avengers stuff that they're leading up to, they have been building for this since the first movie.
And just Warner Brothers just seem to want to rush rather than take their time and build it up. They just seem to want to jump.
I wonder how many people get fired every time a DC film comes out. Have you ever wondered that? How many people, once it's released, how many people get fired? Or are they like,
I don't know, because
woohoo, we made so much money, yay.
That's what I think their mentality is. I think it is about the money first and foremost.
That's with any
But
studio,
that,
though, isn't it?
I think that will only take you so far, right? I know we keep using like Transformers as like an example. You can keep making shit films, but that's like one film every couple of years, right? With the superhero franchise like this, you're going to be producing 2-3 movies a year. At some point, that audience will just tail off if you keep making crap movies.
Yeah, it's already happening. I'm already hearing from people who are just casual film fans. They're not like loyal to Marvel or DC either way, but they're like, fuck DC films, I don't want to watch them. They make shit films because of they haven't liked what's come out so far, and they've just completely written the whole thing off. And that's sad. Damn.
And if there's not a drastic improvement with the next two, I reckon you will probably find any film that comes out after that, it will either make a loss or barely break even.
Unless it's Batman, that will never flop.
But that doesn't actually look as though it's got a director or a star at the moment. But you've got Aquaman.
Oh yeah, that seems to be the only one that's clear sailing right now. The only one that doesn't seem to have a big issue. Everyone seems to be happy. They're entering into pre-productions of it right now.
They're already pre-production stage.
I reckon working with Jason Momoa is probably the most chilled out thing. The dude probably just does what he's told to do and then just chills.
That's it, and plays guitar in the corner or something. It just seems the way. So it could be, the whole DC universe could be resting on Aquaman's shoulders. Depending on how Wonder Woman does. Yeah. I reckon that's what's going to happen. We're just going to end up with like solo superhero films that are contained. And they're not going to try and do this whole shared universe thing that much.
So do you reckon that at some point, if they go like this whole solo, forget the expanded universe, they'll reboot everything again?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Green
But
Lantern.
they can't do that because shareholders and executives will be looking at Marvel and saying, look at what they're doing. Look at the fucking insane amount of money that they're printing, literally, because of this expanded universe.
Did you see that little production video Marvel put out the other day about Infinity War?
Yes.
And just to see, like, Rocket Raccoon standing next to Thor in some of that concept art. It was like, Jesus, I don't. This it's insane.
Did you see the additional stuff that they did with Thor living in Australia?
Yeah, the
getting a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, with his roommate.
Yeah.
Couldn't pay the rent.
But see, for them to do stuff like that, it really shows how much they're actually enjoying the overall process.
Yeah, that's like fun stuff that the director and the actor do together when they're not shooting. They're like, hey, let's just shoot a little short something and stick it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So different. So sad.
Mo, if they called you up now, should we role play? If they called you up right now and they said, Mo, we know you have no experience in filmmaking, but we would like you to direct Batman, the new Batman film, would you do it?
No, this is what happened. They'll call me up and they'll say, we know you haven't published your book yet, but we've actually got a copy. We've read it. It's absolutely amazing. Can you come and save our multi-character universe?
You know,
I'll be like, nah, man. Like, Nintendo Switch is coming out. I'm busy.
I'll be there. What are we doing with that?
Right. So are we doing a Backseat Gamer episode?
Yeah, we will for that.
Yeah. All right. We'll record that. So before we stop talking movies, there's one last thing. Very very quick thing. This makes me so happy as well. So Netflix are doing an animated R-rated Castlevania show.
Oh, it's going to be animated.
Yeah, it's animated.
I knew they were doing the show, but I didn't know it was going to be animated.
Yeah, and apparently it's based on like Castlevania 3, and the fact that they're going for an R-rated rating, this is going to be a fucking awesome bloodbath, I reckon.
Interesting.
When's the last time you played Castlevania?
It has been a long time.
Yeah.
But it's the story of Castlevania.
It's one of those games that, like, when I look back at my childhood, I remember taking Eddie's Game Boy once. I don't think he's ever forgiven me for it wasn't my fault, I didn't mess it up, but he gave me Castlevania on that, and it's the game that I played so much. I really did enjoy it. So to know that they're going to make an R-rated one, yes, bring it on.
Fucking loved it.
Oh, hold on. So what was that on? The Game Boy, did you say?
Yeah. The old.
Is that a really good one, is it?
Yeah, the Game Boy one
I
was classic.
Fucking loved it, man.
Oh, I might have to download that then. I've got some credit on the eShop, so I might go look that up.
Damn.
So hold on a minute. So you stole did you steal his game or his Game Boy?
No, what happened is that Eddie wanted to borrow my Master System. All right, so I borrowed his Game Boy, and the batteries that he put in there originally, they leaked. So what he tried to do is try to get like a load of people to beat me up, and say that he basically wanted a new Game Boy.
What?
So I, in the vulnerable state that I was, I couldn't understand why he would do such a thing, like be trying to be my friend as well at the same time. He was really upset. He told everybody what I did back at school. Everyone. No one liked me for like weeks. Yeah. I got bullied, got pushed around. What's that?
Is that why no one liked you at school?
Anyway, got bullied, pushed around, and then I think his mum dropped it down the stairs and it started to work. And then that's how he forgave me.
Man, I have no memory of any of this.
Is this the original Game Boy?
My one was, yeah.
Yeah.
The big heavy
so,
brick.
like, apparently Nintendo build their shit to last, right? So if you go to the Nintendo store in New York, there is actually an original Game Boy there, right? That basically some soldier had while he was in Iraq, and I think a bullet went through it. No, it survived it was in a bomb blast, and it still fucking works. And they've got that on display at the store.
Wow.
Damn. Eddie, you might have had a fake Game Boy then if the battery's leaking and it stopped working.
I don't remember it stopped working.
Yeah, it stopped working.
Oh, but it's, yeah.
So was this before or after you stole all of Eddie's comics?
No, that came later on. But I don't think I actually stole them.
Just a thief.
I think he just left them behind.
Just learning a lot about this guy. Oh, anyway, man. So where can they find you, Salem? They need more of your thievery.
I'm thinking of starting up a new channel, people. I'm fed up with trailer reactions. I think I've just had enough. You know what? We get so many trailer requests. We actually haven't uploaded in such a long time, and I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered to do that. But if you want to visit our old catalogue of Bollywood stuff, yeah, just go to YouTube and you'll find us there. I really am thinking of taking Usman's, his idea of man versus halal, and just pitching it to all the halal restaurants and just going there, eating their food, and just reviewing it. Because Asian, you know what?
But you shouldn't ask permission, though. You have to do it, because if you ask permission, then you have to be nice to the food. You can't be honest.
Yeah, but
that chicken guy doesn't ask permission to go to the food. He just goes there.
Yeah, but then it's like me spending my money. That's the thing. So this can be very, very expensive.
So you basically want free food for yourself to review stuff.
To give positive reviews.
But the thing is that, look, white people, most people, except for Asian people, people that don't know, Mo, we know what we want when we go to an Indian restaurant, right? We know exactly what we want, yeah? We're Asian, our families make it. Other people, whether you're white or you're black, when you go to these restaurants, you actually don't know what exactly to order. That's why most white people order vindaloos and chicken kormas and stuff. I think you're slightly a bit different, because you kind of just like, you come to my house and you just take whatever you want when it comes down to food. So you understand what to order in a restaurant. But most people, I don't think they do. And that's the whole idea, to actually start doing reviews about, if you want to go to a restaurant, this is what you need to order, rather than your normal vindaloo and chicken.
So would it be a review or just discussing the food and the different types of food?
It'd be discussing the food.
Okay, so that'll work.
I think that's what it is. And giving it a rating as well, but still. Yeah.
Well, where can they find you?
So they can't find me anywhere, but again, I think this Usman is full of like really good ideas, because I've been watching like some like these channels where people just play games. And there is a guy that I've been watching play Nintendo games, and he goes, since I started playing Nintendo games, he goes, my subscriber count has jumped to almost 450,000
What?
people. And all he does, and it's really enjoyable because he's basically playing like the latest Mario game, right? And just talking about what he's doing. Oh, I almost died there. Oh, I really like this power up. Oh, look, I'm sure there's something down there. And you just sit there and watch it, and you're really entertained.
I've been telling you to do this sort of stuff for forever, though. To just play games.
So there, you don't have to be on camera, and you don't have to do any editing, or you don't have to do a lot of editing because you're like literally just
you're just playing the stream.
streaming the game. Yeah.
But you could have been doing this. You lot could have been doing this with your Street Fighter rivalries.
I always said this to Mo. Mo just like, actually, hey, I'm still up for it.
Yeah, see, the thing with Street Fighter is there's so many, so really top skilled players out there.
But this is where we come in, Mo.
Exactly, it's the rivalry.
Where we're not...
Well, actually, you say that. I was watching some Mario Kart races last night with 4 people, and all they were doing was swearing and taking the piss out of each other. And it was actually really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should just do it, Mo. Next time we're down at your place, we start recording, we can just have a continued match.
You need to get that capture card off
Raz.
Yeah, have you got one? Because I actually was looking on YouTube to see what ones are good, and I did find one that can let you do 1080p, 60 frames per second, and record live commentary at the same time.
Yeah. But Mo, honestly, we should actually do this shit, man, because we've always had a rivalry in games, so we could patronize...
I think what we could actually do is do that, right? Actually do a 3-way channel for games and just upload your own content.
Alright, Eddie's just saying, you fuckers, why are we still recording this? I want to stop recording because I've got to edit this show. So I think we're gonna...
I mean, you can edit this whole bit out at the end.
3 more work. Alright, man, you want to find me? First take. I haven't done as much, but other stuff, whatever. But anyway, later, guys.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.